Ready? Bismillah. Da ta ta da ga na da ta ga da ga ti na gi na da 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 da. Welcome. Thank you for joining me again. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. It's such a joy to come into this in-depth classical family, yet to witness the simplicities of the accessibility towards that in-depth vastness. So me as a beginner 20 years ago, I was so inspired by the lineage holders and the ustads and masters of the culture that they were so encouraging towards that time where I was a beginner. And, you know, over the years, of course, developing the Sufi sound takes time, and this devotion becomes a practice. So, and that means you have a place to start creating your foundation of a musical repertoire. Of course, percussion is the building block and the foundation towards music, and rhythm is that basic building block towards composition. So therefore, we have the beautiful tabla representing, you know, not only rhythm but melody inside of it. And when we start to develop the language behind the tabla, we begin to understand how rhythm fits inside composition. So we have so many forms of rhythm. We have 8 beats, 6 beats, 12 beats, 16 beats, 7 beats, 9 beats, 8.5, 2.5 to 4 beats. We have this immense, vast playground to develop tempo and play within the rhythm cycles. And our Grand Ustad Dildar Hussain Sahib has combined such a accessibility to understanding where folk music relates to the classical andaz, where again you have an accessibility to understand music in a holistic form. So in basic technique of tabla, there's our sitting posture. You know, it's a very, first of all, creates humility to sit upon the ground and know that you are the foundation, and that's where you sit, is on the ground. So there's this great humility towards tabla. In our tradition, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan also says he began to understand tabla first, as any Qawwal would. Qawwali is, in its essence, a bouquet where you have a variety of wild flowers, like you have all the genres of the subcontinent mixed into one style, which we call Qawwali music. And there's the very passionate experience behind Qawwali because of that, because you can understand all the foundational parts of the musics of the subcontinent, from Drupad to classical to Khayal to Choti Khayal to Choti classical to Ghazal to Geet to Bajani to Kirtan to folk to Buddha classical to, you know, they have that mix inside the Qawwali. So we practice these different techniques, of course, starting from the root of all of the genres is Hindustani classical music. Our ta becomes our most important sound, especially as beginners. We begin to develop our kanar, rim shot. And it's available right here, beautifully, right in front of us, because it is our number one sound we're going to develop. And our mudra becomes third finger, So basically we have this third finger able to exercise engagement on our black gob, and we have our kanar on the ta. And this begins slowly, yet the sound and the singing of the tabla begins with our ta. So in Qawwali form, we have a striking ta, because when we begin to go into the drut speed of any teka, our kanar becomes our accent off the beat. So we have our bass coming down and our accent coming up. And without a really sharp, heavy ta, our tabla begins to become unclear, of course. So we're polishing ourselves as we are polishing our ta and our sounds of tabla. And in that form, we create music as a metaphor and begin to walk in this way and embody the ability to have peace, love, and harmony exist. And thank you so much. Please be in touch. And if you like what you see and you would like to join the community, please do so. And I will look forward to talking more tabla, raga, and spiritual practice behind the music with you. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. Mehabani.